Inshallah. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. In the name of Allah, the merciful, the most merciful. Um, so today we have April 15th. The time is 11:37 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on my side of the world. We have Zunaira Younas. She will be going through her presentation related to basically implementing quantum safe cryptography for GDPR compliance on AWS and Azure. It's a mouthful. It's a mouthful because she's going for level 3 exam, which is equivalent to A level, right? In credits and everything. And I'm kind of amazed and surprised that, you did your O levels, right?
Yes,
Yes. And now, mashallah, you're doing this. So you've been studying this for how long? Roughly?
for 1 year.
1
One
year.
year.
1 year. So she has been studying this for 1 year. Uh, and the good thing is like, her brother, Muhammad Shees, he's secured the second or the third highest numbers in AI ops, in diploma in artificial intelligence operations, right? That's her eldest brother. Uh, her second brother, his name is what's his name? What's the name of the second brother?
Muhammad Ashas. Muhammad
Muhammad
Ashas.
Ashar. Muhammad Ashas, mashallah, is now also studying AI ops with blockchain specialization, right? So one of the brother is now, and your elder brother is also leading our department as well, right? Mashallah. And I think he's also doing his master's in artificial intelligence as well, right? From somewhere. So your brother did his O level and he also did his A level, or he skipped the A level?
Yes, he did A level. After
A
that, he
level,
joined Olympic.
yes.
Yes.
And then he did his AI ops. And then there was no bachelor's, but he completed his AI ops. That was his bachelor's. And then now he's doing his master's and he started working with us as well in our department. Your second brother, the second youngest, is also completed his O level and A level and is now doing his AI ops with specialization in blockchain. You have completed your O level and now you're doing basically
A level.
uh, the part which is DCCS, right? Inshallah. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, it's the same drill that we had last time. You have seen this multiple times online. Uh, it's going to be a 15 to 20, minimum 15 minutes of presentation, maximum 20, 25 minutes. You can stretch it, right? After that, I will be going through Q&A, questions and answers, right? Inshallah. Keep it short, keep it concise, keep it flowing. Our goal is to, this is level 3. So we are not going to go deeper into other things. Our goal is to focus on all the key aspects of your topic as per your examination objectives, right? As per your given examination objectives, inshallah. Are you ready to share your presentation?
Yes.
Please do so, and then I will start the timer. Jazakallah. First, open your presentation, then share your screen. Okay.
Okay, wait. Wait.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Wait.
I can see it.
Wait, I'll just
Yeah, yeah,
open my
exactly.
presentation then.
I don't want to see any personal stuff, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so the 25 minutes
Can you
timer
see my
starts.
screen? Can you see my screen?
It is still loading. Yes, now I can see. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, your 25-minute
Assalamu alaikum.
timer starts now.
Okay. Okay. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zunaira Younas, and I'm a student of EduQual Level 3 Diploma in Cloud Cybersecurity. And my today's topic is about implementing quantum safe cryptography for GDPR compliance on AWS and Azure. I will discuss some of the topics in my presentation, which are like quantum safe cryptography, GDPR, execution of quantum safe cryptography, AWS and Azure. So first of all, let's talk about threat from quantum computer and its solution. So quantum computer was made to solve those problems which a classical computer is unable to solve. So when quantum computer was made, it was realized that it can easily solve classical cryptography also, which can be a threat for our classical cryptographic algorithms like RSA, AES, etc. Because of this, we decided to make quantum safe cryptography. Now, what is quantum safe cryptography? It is a way to protect your data from the quantum computer. It has many types, but I have discussed some of them. Like first of all, multivariate cryptography. Multivariate cryptography is a math problem made by combining multiple math formulas. Secondly, lattice-based cryptography, which is dimensions connected according to math laws or math rules, and it has an imaginary grid which tells us the point where the key lies, where the encryption key lies. And lastly, code-based cryptography. It is like encryption. It is like converting a normal text into a ciphertext. So quantum safe cryptography has some benefits and some drawbacks. First of all, benefits are that it provides long-term security. Like if you apply it now, you can get the benefit, you can get the security in future also. Secondly, it keeps your data safe and confidential, and it protects your data from quantum computer. Some of the drawbacks are like it is difficult to execute it. And secondly, it is very slow because it uses larger key size. It can be used in multiple things like finances or patient records. Now let's talk about GDPR. What is GDPR? So GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, is a protection law which ensures that companies protect their customers' data. And if they do not, they will be fined up to 4% of their annual income or 20 million euros. It was made by EU, which is a team of 27 countries, which promotes peace. Okay. So following the rules of GDPR is known as GDPR compliance. Now let's talk about AWS and Azure. AWS is Amazon Web Services and Azure is Microsoft Cloud Services. They both are cloud computing platforms which are provided by Amazon and Microsoft. They provide multiple services like communication services and storage services, etc. Uh, Now let's talk about implementation of quantum safe cryptography. So there are some steps in which we need to implement quantum safe cryptography. But first, I would like to tell you that GDPR it integrates with GDPR compliance, as GDPR ensures that your data is safe. And if we use classical cryptography, it cannot be safe with that. It can be safe now, but in future it cannot be safe because in future quantum computer can easily break it. So if we use quantum safe cryptography, we integrate it with GDPR compliance. Okay, so first of all, the first step is create secure key. So AWS and Azure both supports different type of keys, like uh, services which can make our keys, which can create our keys. AWS KMS can create keys, store keys, and Azure Key Vault can store keys and create keys. So you can create a key to secure your data. Secondly, you can apply cryptographic algorithm. You can apply any cryptographic algorithm that is supported by AWS or Azure. Thirdly, you need to ensure that key exchange is safe. Okay. Then lastly, you are going to ensure that you are going to select the platform on which you want your data to be stored. It can be either AWS or Azure. Okay. And lastly, you are going to regularly monitor your data so that you ensure that your data is safe and your keys are also safe. As a conclusion, I would say that yes, quantum computer is a threat for our cryptographic algorithms, classical cryptographic algorithms, but it has a solution which is quantum safe cryptography. Jazakallah.
Okay, that was a good one. Give me 1 minute. Let me take some notes and finalize because you did it within 10 minutes. Okay, that was pretty fast and precise. All right, so let's jump into the Q&A. Okay, so the first question I have, right, as per your presentation, right? Explain to me the quantum safe, the GDPR. I mean, what is the difference between a traditional, cryptography and a quantum safe cryptography?
Yeah. So quantum safe cryptography is like the weakness. It was made according to the weaknesses of the quantum computer. For example, quantum computer can solve the strength of quantum computer is solving linear equations. Okay. So quantum safe cryptography is based on non-linear equations, due to which a quantum computer cannot solve quantum safe cryptography. And classical cryptography, it is based on solving puzzles, which a classical computer cannot solve. But as quantum computers' strength is that, and because of its properties like superposition and entanglement, it can easily solve classical cryptography. But quantum safe cryptography cannot be solved by a quantum computer because of its weaknesses.
So when it comes to traditional cryptography versus quantum cryptography, right? Which one would you prefer in today's world? Like if a client has a quantum cryptography, right? They're using basically cryptography, which is based on uh, quantum computing, right? Right. One of the customers using quantum cryptography, the other one is using traditional cryptography, right? Which one is more secure from a hacking perspective?
Can you repeat your question?
So there is client one, like for example, you are using quantum cryptography, right? For
Okay.
your business in terms of securing the data.
Quantum safe cryptography or that
I'm just talking
which is
about
in
quantum cryptography, just quantum
okay.
cryptography. Right?
Okay.
So you're using quantum cryptography for securing
Yes.
GDPR data. I'm using
Okay.
traditional cryptography for
Okay.
securing GDPR data.
Okay.
Which one can be compromised by hackers?
I think that classical cryptography can be compromised because it is a traditional cryptography and it was made according to the traditions. Like it is very old. But quantum computer is made right now. So I think that quantum cryptography is a secure way to secure the data of GDPR.
Okay.
like because of its
It's not about being old or
use.
new. It's more about the complexity of the puzzles, right? So let me ask you another. So you got the half of the answer right. The other on the other part is, so for the hackers to compromise, right, a quantum cryptography, can they do that using classical computers?
No.
That was a very straightforward answer. Okay, mashallah, good. Uh, Explain the drawbacks of quantum safe cryptography, right? Mentioned in the
So
presentation that you have.
yes.
Listen to the full question first, right? I'm looking at your presentation. So explain to me the drawbacks of quantum safe cryptography mentioned in the presentation in the context of multi-cloud environment.
Multi-cloud environment.
What are the drawbacks? First of all, tell me the drawbacks.
The drawbacks are that first of all, it is hard to execute or hard to implement it, because like it is hard to solve also, but the implementation is more harder than the solving of quantum safe cryptography. And secondly, it uses larger key size, due to which it takes a lot of time. Like time is not less to implement it, so it takes a lot of time and it is hard to implement it.
That's good, mashallah. Okay. Mitigation. You said execution is slow, difficult to implement. What is the mitigation?
What do you mean? But I don't understand.
The mitigation means like, when the drawbacks are execution is slow. You said like due to large key sizes, right?
Yes.
It's difficult to implement as well because of mathematical complexity. So,
Yes.
so these are the two drawbacks you mentioned, right?
Yes.
What what is the mitigation of these things?
Like what is the reason?
Mitigation means like how can we mitigate, how can we solve these two drawbacks?
Okay, how can we
With a
solve these
solution, with a
problems?
solution. Yeah.
Okay.
This is this
We can.
question, this question is your topic is very heavy, right? It's like a level 6 topic, but I'm only touching it with respect to level 3 only, right?
I think that hire some um we can hire some people who are like expert in implementing these quantum safe cryptography. So I think maybe they can solve the problem. In my opinion, I think that if a company hires an expert of implementing quantum safe cryptography, so they can easily solve the problem.
The
I'm not
mitigations
sure
are,
about that.
you know about lattice-based algorithms?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the mitigation. Use efficient lattice-based algorithms. You know Kubernetes?
No, I don't know.
Because that was covered in AI ops, right? DevOps. Employ serverless scaling, right? That's another thing. To handle burst of cryptographic operations, demand
Okay.
loads and whatnot, right? This question was different. This question, I'm not going to mark you on this question because
So
the question was
how
tough.
can lattice-based cryptography solve this problem?
You have to use the lattice-based algorithm known as Kyber, right?
Okay.
It's much more efficient and effective and utilizes less resources. And even though using large key sizes, but it is still using less, key resources. Imagine, you know, what the DeepSeek did to ChatGPT. ChatGPT model is very, all these LLMs, they are CUDA hungry. Like they need CUDA cores, they need lots of processing through GPU, VRAM, and stuff like that, right? When DeepSeek came out, they deployed uh, effective models to remove the reliance on expensive GPUs, right, for processing purposes. And that's how the Chinese were able to do something by spending $5 million, what the US did by spending $500 billion. See, that
Yes.
was a difference, right? That was a big difference. So the Chinese were much smarter, and the Americans, unfortunately, they like to do everything big with a lot of pomp and pageantry, but I mean, that's pretty evident what is happening in the industry. Okay, so the next question I have is, okay, is you have to critically evaluate the suitability of multivariate lattice base and code based safe quantum safe cryptographic algorithms, right? With respect to GDPR. Uh, Explain to me the multivariate cryptography.
Okay. So I have not learned a lot about it, but the thing which is in my mind is that multivariate cryptography is, of course, a math problem or an algorithm which is made by combining multiple, like different math formulas, like random math formulas. I think that like multiple math formulas, which is very difficult to solve by quantum computer.
Okay, let's skip that question. Okay. The question was, I mean, I'm trying to go back to the presentation to the easier questions because some of the questions I think of is are basically coming from level 6. You can be at level 6, but I don't want to be want you to be at level 6. Uh, yes, you did answer right. Multivariate cryptography is a kind of math problem, you know, which is by combining multiple math formulas, right? So it
Yes.
adds more complexity. You were able to even handle that question as well. Just amazing. Okay. All right. So the next question I have is, you know, there's a normal, you studied DCCS, right? There's a key management life cycle, right? You use a key as per PCI DSS, as per ISO 27001, as per GDPR, all of these different standards and regulations and, you know, frameworks. There's always a key rotation formula, right? A key management life cycle. You use the key for encryption and decryption, and then you rotate the keys. It is there for a reason. Okay.
Yes.
If the keys are compromised, you change them. If the keys, because the key rotation needs to happen once a year, it's a mandatory, right? GDPR says the same thing, so that if there is a potential breach or anything like that, you rotate the keys immediately so that the rest of the data is secure. So explain to me, if you have to design a key management lifecycle for quantum safe cryptography on AWS and Azure that prevents any kind of breach obligation as per GDPR, right? Any kind of breach, like, because if any breach happens, you're obliged to report back to GDPR authorities like
Yes.
something happened, right? How would you do that? How would you generate the key, distribute the key, rotate the key, and destruction of the key? These are the 4 steps, right? For key management lifecycle. How would you do the generation?
I would create the key by using the services provided by AWS or Azure, which can be Azure Key Vault or AWS KMS. And to stop it from the to stop it from destruction, I would apply the quantum safe algorithm on the key
Okay,
to
let's.
secure
So
the key.
you covered the generation, right?
Okay.
Distribution. What about the distribution?
Key distribution, I would encrypt it. Like
How would you
if I
distribute the key? How would you distribute the key? You generated the key, great. How would you distribute the key?
like on the system, key exchange. Are you talking about key exchange? Key exchange.
Yes, key exchange.
So I would just encrypt it. Like I would encrypt the key.
How? Implement what? Implement secure TLS, what?
Mm.
You
I
will
would encrypt.
implement secure TLS 1.3 plus whatever, right? With post-quantum hybrid key exchange like Kyber or some of these other models. That's what I was looking for. Okay, rotation. How many days and how many days would you rotate the key? That's a standard for
Regularly.
all the things. No, there's a day.
Maybe there is a day.
There are a number of days that you have to rotate
Okay.
the key. How much? What are those days?
I don't know the number of the days, but I think regularly you are going to rotate the key. Regularly, like for
No, rotation happens every 90 days via automated workflows on AWS and Azure Key Vault Services and AWS Secret Manager. Okay. All
okay.
right. So the destruction, how would you destroy the key? What kind of
By
standard
not
would you use to destroy the key? Is the
by not
standard
implement
for NIST?
by I think I will not implement quantum safe algorithm then if I want to destroy the key.
No,
Like
no, no,
then
no,
it
no,
will
no. Quantum safe doesn't mean that you don't rotate the keys. Even for that, the keys can be compromised.
okay.
They can be compromised. Like if your systems are, your lock is as you can have the best lock in the world, the most secure lock. But if the keys are lost, anyone can open it. If your
Yes.
keys are compromised, anyone can just simply walk in from the front door, open the vault, and they can come in,
Yes.
right? So you can have the best quantum safe cryptography, but if the keys are compromised, because the hackers they won't attack from the front. They will try to find the keys within your
Yes.
application, within your processes, within your infrastructure code, within your application as a code, everywhere. Like they will try to find it out. If they can find those keys, then they have keys to the kingdom. That's what I was asking for.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, it was good. Okay. Next is given the weakness in execution speed of quantum safe algorithms, you mentioned the keys, the sizes are large, and they can be problematic managing complexity of maths and everything. Propose an optimization model for real-time uh, data encryption using quantum safe cryptography. How would you do that? You
Can
have
you
mentioned
explain me
some
your
of these
question?
things in your presentation. You have mentioned some of these things in your
Can you
presentation.
explain me your question, please?
Yeah, I'm just looking for a tissue myself. Okay, so giving the weakness in execution speed. You know that quantum safe cryptography execution is very slow because algorithms
Yes.
are very
Yes.
complex, right? If I ask you, Zunaira, propose me an optimization model through which we can encrypt the data in real time in a quantum safe cryptographic manner without, you know, being bogged down or being slowed down by the resources requirements. How would you do that on AWS or Azure? How would you create an optimization model?
Like how will I encrypt my data using quantum safe algorithm which cannot be like hacked or which cannot be
No, no, no.
uh
I'm saying, how would you create an optimization model? Optimization model means that you have created a model through which you can expedite the whole process faster.
okay.
Yes, that's the optimization model means.
So how will I solve this problem? The main okay. Uh
Yes. You can pass if you don't. That's okay. Okay,
yeah,
let's
but I
move on
want
to
to
the next.
try.
All
Okay,
right,
you
okay,
can
try.
you tell me the answer? Like, can you explain it to me?
You can use, mention in your presentation lattice-based algorithms for asymmetric operation. Use lattice-based. You can use synchronized in the cache of the Azure AWS and the AWS in the Azure database. The pre-compute session keys using serverless architecture. You can only encrypt sensitive fields rather than encrypting everything. The complete
Okay.
encryption, no,
Okay.
just encrypt the sense like the date of birth and stuff like that, the SIN numbers and the privacy related information, right? Names are always available, but encrypt the date of birth. I mean, even the date of birth is now available on the because of the social media, right? But
Mhm.
encrypt the sensitive fields like social security number, passport numbers, driver license numbers, bank account details, anything that can harm that person, right? personally identifiable information and
Like
financial.
you are saying that I need to only encrypt sensitive data
Yes.
to
Rather than
make the
encrypting
process
everything,
faster.
yes.
Okay,
And
got it.
use the lattice-based algorithm and the serverless architecture to boost up the compute, right? Data compression is another one that you have to use. Low latency serverless functions using Kubernetes is another one. So there's a lot of things that you have to use to make sure that, and some of these functions are only using not 1 gig of RAM, like they can be streamed down to 512 MB of RAM, megabytes rather than gigabytes, right? So you can save a lot. Many companies have started implementing quantum safe cryptographic methods now because quantum computers are very expensive,
Yes.
right? But now they're looking for quantum safe cryptographic functions, right? Let me ask you something. Uh, if I have the information and I encrypted the information, right, using quantum safe cryptography, and you have quantum computers on your side, right? Why am I implementing quantum safe cryptography? Why?
Because you want your data to be secure against a quantum computer. Against
Okay.
if I have a quantum computer, you need to
Does
secure your
quantum
data.
safe means like it's safe that you
It
will not
cannot
be
be
able
broken down
to,
by quantum.
I
No, I
mean,
will
you will
not
not
be
be
able
able
to.
to decrypt it?
No, I don't think so. Because quantum safe cryptography is specially made for the quantum computer now, so that's why I think.
I want you to go back and think on this question. This is not something I marked, right? I want you to go back and see, can quantum safe cryptography can be, you know, ultimately broken down by quantum computers or not, right? Right? Everything in this world can be broken down.
It can be
Everything.
broken down,
The,
but
the, the key thing is you have to create a delay because the information is as good when you need it the most. If you have
okay.
to make a decision, but you got the information after 1 month, while you're crunching the quantum computers to try to find out and break the algorithm,
Okay.
it has no value after 1 month because the days have already passed away, right? And the whole schematics have changed significantly. This is very important. Okay, next question is, you know, so if you have to analyze the regulatory gaps, right? There are regulatory gaps to see if the quantum safe encryption on the cloud is performing a secure key exchange or not. How would you do a gap assessment of that? How would you test it out?
Like how would I test if key exchange is safe or not? You're
Yes,
asking me this.
yes,
Hmm.
the key exchange of the quantum safe encryption is
First of all, I will encrypt the key, and secondly, I will implement TLS
no.
certificate.
Listen to the question again very carefully, okay? Uh,
Okay.
there's a very well-known attack in that you have studied in DCCS, right? Which is known as between you and me, if there is a man in the middle, what do you call it? Man in the middle attack.
Qubit?
Man in the middle attack. Data
Oh,
encrypted
yeah.
data is
Sorry.
is vulnerable to man in the middle attack always. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's quantum or whatever, right? It will always be there, right? So that's one thing I was asking you, if you can explain that to me. Okay, implementation of quantum safe cryptography, right? How would you establish a process to monitor regular monitoring for quantum safe cryptography? How would you do that?
I would just regularly see if my keys are there or not. Like, I would just regularly monitor by myself. I would not.
I mean, how would you establish that? Is there like any message? Is there like any methodology or framework that you will follow? to see if the data is being encrypted in a secure and compliant manner or not? Would you use a solution to see if the data is being leaked?
No, I don't think so.
Never say I don't think so. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
we only have 2 questions remaining. Okay. Okay. Have you studied while working on this topic, have you studied the LIBO QS?
No,
It's a key exchange. Okay. Should not go there then. Okay. Okay. So these 2 last questions are remaining, right? Okay. Explain to me how AI can be implemented to ensure that you have a quantum safe encryption of the data implemented in an efficient and effective manner. How would you do that?
how would
How would you
I
implement
implement?
artificial intelligence, AI,
Okay,
LLMs, to ensure that the quantum safe encryption is working within your environment? Think,
maybe
think,
I would.
think. Okay, let me ask you another question. Okay. In the context of compliance, right? Right?
Yes.
Name me any quantum safe encryption models.
Any quantum safe encryption
Yes.
algorithm
Yes.
in
Any
the
model
context
that
of
you know of, any models.
any model that I know, like any quantum safe encryption algorithm.
Yes, yes.
There are many.
Just
Code-based
give me
cryptography,
2.
code-based cryptography, and lattice-based cryptography.
Okay. Your
Yes.
your topic is very dry. I don't want to. I'm trying to go into the level 6 area. Then I have to come back and push you only in level 3 area, because level 3 is very basic, right? So I can't go into the deeper side of the mathematics and everything, right? So can you know about RSA, right?
Yes.
Uh, Between RSA and the lattice-based compliant model, right? Uh, okay, I'm having a lot of dry eyes today. Would it be uh, like if I have to go back into the quantum computing side, right? Just trying to think up a question. Okay. Okay, give me again, that would be in level 6 question or level 5 question. So I have to step back away. Give me the name of the company which has created a quantum computer in Canada or USA. Any one company.
IBM.
Okay. That was a very basic one because I can't go deeper. In Canada, there's D-Wave, IBM, some of the other vendors are there as well. D-Wave is one of the pioneers over here. Okay, your
MIT
exam is done.
also.
Sorry, who?
MIT also. MIT.
Many other quantum computers are very expensive. Google has it. Chinese, they have it, and normally you need, it's a $1 billion computer, right? So you need a lot of money to be invested. 11. Okay. I'm just going to compile your results now. Okay, just bear with me, please. How was your exam?
It was good. I was relaxed this time.
It's good. It's good. Alhamdulillah. It's good. No, the exam was not that difficult because it's
Yes.
you're way above.
And you helped me a lot. Like I was very tensed this time.
Let me compile the results now, please. Just bear with me.
Okay.
Okay. Well, congratulations in terms of passing the exam. You scored 86% in your presentation, which is very short, precise, to the point, everything. 21.5 out of 25. Okay, mashallah. In your Q&A, you scored it's 20. So 20.5 divided by 25, it's 82% in your presentation, right? In your Q&A. And over here, it was 86. So I'm going to compile the results. I'm just going to tell you the raw marks right now. All in all, you scored 84%.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
mashallah. That's good. So here's my recommendation for you. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So, how old are you, sister?
16. I will be
16.
16 now in August.
Mashallah. Okay, you'll be 16 in August. You're still 15 right now.
Yes.
You completed your O levels, right? And you completed your DCCS, right?
Yes. Yes.
This is my recommendation for you. Okay, go and study HND plus AI Ops.
Okay.
Okay, the reason is there is no need for you to do basically the BTech, because you've already completed your O levels, plus you have completed your DCCS as well, right? You can go for HND. You're only 2 blocks away. I mean, the difference between coming on site to study and going back to your house, it's how much? How much is the distance? 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
Yes.
right? This is my recommendation for you, inshallah. Okay,
Okay.
go and study HND plus IOPS. You will be given uh, basically access to Al Razak program. There are more than 500 students who are getting their access to Al Razak program, right? Al Razak program is the program where you have to do the labs. You don't have to do any containers. You'll be provided everything with us, from us. Uh, you just have to go in and practice. So all the courses you have learned, plus some quantum safe encryption methodology implementations you will go through. Quantum safe encryption is an evolving topic, right? Many organizations are still not implementing it right now. I mean, they're implementing it for the sake of, as per their requirements, data requirements, but again, doing it for national security rather than anything else, right? Because of the saber rattling of what US is doing to the rest of the world, bullying the rest of the world. So obviously, the government organizations in the private sector are implementing quantum safe encryption, right? Because they can't afford quantum computers, they're too expensive. So it's better to just use quantum safe encryption, right? Um, because it's much more economical as compared to just investing everything in quantum computing right now. So this is my recommendation for you, inshallah. You will be handed over your Al Razak program by the end of this month. Once you have access to it, complete the program within 3 months' time, then you will be handed over your resume. Okay?
I have a question.
Yes.
If I want to work with Al Nafi right now, so what are the things I need to do right now, like to be eligible for a remote job?
At Nafe or wherever you want to do your work, the best thing for you to do is to focus on the remote jobs are normally given in the areas of cybersecurity, Linux administration, cloud administration, right? Cloud computing, DevOps, SysOps. These are the kind of things that, you know, provide remote jobs opportunities, right? So you can certainly do that. That's one area, yes, right? But then the other thing is going to be that you have to focus. You're still 15. You have to focus on getting your H&D plus AI ops. This is my
Okay.
recommendation for you, okay?
Okay.
The other thing is you should also look into passing your Kubernetes exams as well.
Okay.
Containerization is not only in DevOps and SysOps, it's everywhere. Containerization utilization is heavy in quantum safe cryptography. You know, how to scale, how to make sure like they have all the right authorizations and whatnot. The quantum safe and cryptographic algorithms are able to scale when the need is there for the compute and power, right? So there's a lot of implementations for that. The topic is very heavy. The topic is very research based, and there's a lot of real use cases and implementation of this topic as well. However, if you want to work for us or any other company remotely, you have to complete the Al Razak program first,
Okay.
inshallah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to take you at least 3 to 4 months, 6 months to complete,
Yes.
right? Inshallah. But in the interim, you can always take admission in H&D plus AI Ops, study that. It's going to take you 2 years, but within these
Okay.
2 years, if you study H&D plus AI Ops, complete most of the courses, etc., etc., then I can say yes, you can comfortably work with us. The
Okay.
evolution. I think your brother is already working here, right? And the evolution has changed significantly. There's a lot of things coming up within our network, right? And I think you scored pretty much on the same lines as your brother, right? MashaAllah. So congratulations again. Keep on working hard, mashallah. I want more our mothers, sisters, and our daughters to be working in the technology sector so that they can play a very pivotal role in terms of developing the future generation, inshallah. Okay. So say my salam to your parents and to your
Well,
brother, inshallah. And I will see you soon, inshallah. Okay. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.